Hello Robstar-Z here with a brand new YouTube video, and today I will be showcasing you Scizor and Tauros in VGC 2023 video. This video features Chi-Yu, Iron Bundle, Vitamin, Tauros, Scizor and Among Us. I saw someone use this team in the Dutch VGC's Discord, so I had to try it. Tauros is a really underrated Pokemon, and with Raging Bull it has a strong fire type attack, with Close Combat has strong fighting type attack. It has that Will-O-Wisp to burn the opponent, Protect to protect itself, Safety Goggles for the Among Us and Terra Grass for the water type attacks. We have of course the Chi-Yu and Vitamin core as well as the Iron Bundle and Chi-Yu. That's just for the speed control. That's just the most common choice specs. Focus Sash, Chi-Yu, Vitamin. So that's always a good core to be there. Among Us, not really much used on this team that much, must I say. And we have Scizor, and that's one of the best Vitamin counters. One bullet punch will already be enough to knock out the Vitamin. And it has Close Combat, Feint. Feint is really important because it's a really underrated move. And we have Terra Blast Water, and Terra Blast Water is of course for the fire type attackers. I will be commentating this video. This is not live because I'm on vacation and I recorded this on vacation. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you want. We finally reached that 50 subscribers. So thank you all for that. We're aiming for the 100 now. So let's get into the video. So we have Tyranitar, Lycanroc, for Corona, Rodent, Watch, Scarlet, and Banette. Definitely a weird one with Scarlet there. I'm gonna choose my Scizor and Vitamin and Chi-Yu and Among Us in the back because they probably have that Lycanroc Tyranitar combination, and I don't want them to get up with Rock Slides over and over again all over my Tauros, so I need to Bullet Punch them. So they're gonna start out with Tyranitar and Lycanroc. This is actually an interesting game I recorded because this really showcased how good Scizor is. You cannot go wrong with Scizor, not on every team. Scizor don't works on every team, so keep that in mind. But we can do a Bullet Punch, and Bullet Punch will definitely knock out the Lycanroc. But again, they can have Focuses and Endeavor. That's probably a big scary thing. But we're gonna just do a Bullet Punch, and we're gonna just do a Dazzling Gleam. They actually withdrew that Tyranitar. That's actually interesting for... I think this was Scarlet. This is shiny Scarlet, and I don't know what the purpose of Scarlet is. I still don't know, but we do a Bullet Punch and boom! It is our first knockout. Lycanroc is gone. That's probably the most threat Pokemon, and this is just how good Scizor is with that Technician ability. And we do a Dazzling Gleam, of course. It doesn't do that very much. It still does a big chunk of damage because of the choice specs, but not really enough. We get buffed by the Sandstorm, and they gonna do. They have leftovers to restore the health. Then comes out again the For Corona. This is actually a very fun play. I'm gonna commit the Terra Water here. They don't expect it. They definitely don't expect it. Well, they could expect the Terra Water, but they don't expect the Terra Blast. I expect them to do Fairy Dance. So I'm actually wanna swap in Among Us here, just to be safe. So I'm gonna swap here out Vitamin for Among Us. There's Among Us. And I'm gonna commit the Terra. This is gonna be so fun. They're not gonna expect the Terra Wells. It's actually so fun to play with this Scizor. There's the Terra Water. And I still don't know what the purpose is of Scarlet. I still don't know, but we keep on moving on. And they actually do a Heat Wave. That's actually not that bad because we didn't get the burn. We have Assault Vest, and Among Us survives that pretty good. I mean, it's not really in the red range, and we have Citrus Berry, so it doesn't really matter. But here it comes the Terra Blast, and are we gonna commit the kill? We don't. Nope, we don't. And they have Citrus Berry, so that's it. But it does a big chunk of them. We couldn't have anything done with Feint, Close Combat, or Bullet Punch. They're gonna go with the Acid Armor. Still don't know what the purpose is of Scarlet. But they get buffed by Sandstorm, and we can just do another Terra Blast. And we get buffed by the Sandstorm itself, but we can do another Terra Blast just to ensure that kill. So I'm gonna go with the Terra Blast here again. And I'm actually gonna protect here because I expect a second Heat Wave or some kind of attack from Scarlet. So I'm gonna commit to protect, and I think I know what they're gonna do. They're probably gonna do another protect on themselves. And Scarlet is gonna do a protect on himself, so not really a turn wasted. We keep protecting the Amoonguss so we can spore the Scarlet later. And they're actually gonna commit the Will-O-Wisp, and Will-O-Wisp is actually not good for the Scizor. It's a good play. Could have done something else, I think, but Terra Blast, will that kill still? I don't think so, but it is definitely after the Sandstorm buffer in faint range, so that's not a big problem. And we're actually gonna commit the feint now. If they're gonna do a protect, I can always break through it. That's just the power of feint. And you're gonna see later in the video that feint is really a powerful move. But feint definitely knock out the Volcarona. Volcarona is gone. And we can now, and probably Acid Armor again. Do they still realize I have Frutamane in the back? I can't just spore him now, and Frutamane can easily kill him with Shadow Ball. That's also one of the reasons I swapped out Frutamane to reset the Dazzling Gleam, because it's of course choice spec, so it locks onto that Dazzling Gleam. So I needed to switch out, and I can now go for Shadow Ball, Power Gem, whatever, to just knock out the Scarlet. They don't have any choices to put out there. What is it again? It is Tyranitar. They have to put out Tyranitar, and the thing I can do is Close Combat. It's still 4 times super effective, but I'm burnt, so it's now 2 times super effective. So I don't know if Tyranitar actually survives that. I think it survives, but we can just Pokémon Puff our Scizor here, and we're gonna do that. And Close Combat, how much will that do? Oh, that does actually a lot with burn. On defense, a special defense fail. Rock Slide. It misses the Scizor, which is huge. Amoonguss is nearly down, and Scarlet is still fast asleep. That's nice. And a Pokémon Puff will connect, and it will restore my Scizor's health, which is really huge. And the Sandstorm subsided. That means Scarlet is getting health back no matter what now. But they haven't committed Terror yet, and this is where I actually make a quite little mistake. Because I'm so obsessed with Close Combat now that I actually don't know what to do. So I should have done Terror Blast or Feint, but I know, you know what? Fine, I'm doing Close Combat. I want to play it safe. And I swapped out Amoonguss because I wanted to get some health back on Amoonguss, so he can do another spore on the Scarlet later. But it wasn't really the best play, because you can see here they gonna do the terrestrialization, and it's the flying. Oh no, it's even Ghost. It's even worse. So that's not good. The Close Combat won't literally hit me. That's a bad play for me. That's a good play for my opponent. They gonna commit the Rock Slide, and it does actually so much on my Frutamane and Scizor. It actually does so much. And the Scarlet is still asleep, so I don't know what the purpose of Scarlet is. I still have Chiyu in the back. So what I can do is I can now do a Shadow Ball just to knock out the Tyranitar, because that's my biggest threat. Terra Blast into Scarlet probably won't do much, but I need to put out a Tyranitar. Tyranitar doesn't have any priority moves, so we can just put out the Tyranitar by using Shadow Ball, and there it goes. The Tyranitar is gone, and it's over and out. Terra Blast won't do nothing because he's done Acid Armor twice or third. Yeah, anyway, it won't do much. I'm Bird, and they've done twice Acid Armor and Poison Gas. That's actually interesting. It failed, of course, on the Scizor, but Frutamane is now poisoned, so he is getting knocked out next turn. And I have Amoonguss and Chiyu in the back. So what I can do is put it to sleep with Amoonguss, and then next turn the Scizor is down. So they probably hope I have a physical attacker here. But I'm gonna put them to sleep, and then Chiyu comes out. That's probably the safest play. So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm actually gonna go for the feint here in case they protect, and that's probably the safest play. But they're gonna go with another acid armor, so if I had a physical attacker it won't do much. I do the spore, but you can actually see how they responded after after Chiyu comes in. They still have leftovers, they're gonna restore a bit of health. And because of the burn, my Scizor is actually gonna faint. Scizor was down. Thank you, Scizor. He's done a great job in this match. It's a great Pokemon I used. And now we're gonna go with the Chiyu. And I think they're not happy because they did acid armors for nothing, only just to commit to get killed by a few flamethrowers. Yeah, I'm gonna do the flamethrower. That's probably the best play. And I don't know what to, I could have done a Pollen Puff, but on the Swaggled, but I'm actually gonna do a Spore or Rage Powder. I don't know why. I could have done. Yeah, I could have just done a Pollen Puff. But here we go, and it actually does quite a lot of damage. And they're still fast asleep, so they don't have anything to say anymore. And yeah, they're gonna get some health back. But one flamethrower is enough to win the game. And now I'm actually realizing, why didn't I do a Pollen Puff? It does nothing. It literally does nothing, but a Pollen Puff. Yeah, the battle was cancelled. So that's game 1. Alright, moving into the second match, we have actually Paris Trap maybe. But we have Flittermane and Chiyu core, so I'm probably scared of that. But I'm actually committing my old Chiyu and Flittermane core. I have Amoonguss and surprisingly Wochien and Gyarados, so I see Flittermane and I wanna have Scizor in the back to knock out the Flittermane. And I wanna showcase Tauros against the Wochien, so that will be a fun game. Alright, the game begins and they gotta start off with Flittermane and Chiyu. And I'm starting with Chiyu and Flittermane, so that's actually a mirror match, a basic mirror match. What is interesting about this, they can have, of course, the Focus Sash, or they can have the Choice Scarf. I don't know the items, so that's I can do a Protect here, but then again, and a Power Gem, that should be, but I want the Flittermane to be gone first in my head and in my opinion. So I'm actually gonna commit the Heat Wave and hoping that I am faster, and I'm actually gonna terrestrialize into a Fairy type, so I don't take super effective damage from the Shadow Ball, and I'm gonna do a Dazzling Gleam. But things don't turn out really that well. I'm gonna terrestrialize here, and that's you know that's my terrestrialization gone. So. We're gonna go into the Fairy type, very good here. That will do a big chunk of Dazzling Gleam. That will probably knock out Chiyu with the Heat Wave. But they're actually gonna move first, so they're Scarfed. And that's actually a bit scared, because they gonna Moonblast and crit me. Yeah, that's actually really bad. So now I hope my Heat Wave hit both opponents at least. Because I hate Heat Wave, it's my more enemy. But it actually hits, and Flittermane is down half health. And so I'm actually gonna swap in Tauros here, because I want to get rid of the Chiyu. The other option will be Scizor to get rid of the Flittermane. But then again, if the Chiyu hits me again with Heat Wave, then my Scizor is just gone. So, and they're Choice Scarfs. So yeah, that's the most logical option. I can do a Protect here, or I can do another Heat Wave. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here. I think I'm gonna go with the Heat Wave to knock out the Flittermane, and I'm gonna go with the Ghost Combat. I need to go with the Ghost Combat. The worst case scenario is that they knock out my Chiyu and they go for Terra Ghost. But I don't expect them to go for that. I expect them to save the Terra. So we're actually gonna take a look at what they are doing. They're actually gonna do a Heat Wave. And they're gonna do a Moonblast and a crit. Again. So, yeah, that's a really bad start. I have 2 Pokemon left and they still have the Flittermane. Well, the Chiyu's gone. And my defense and special defense drops. So this is really risky. I can of course have my Bullet Punch ready to knock out the Fluttermane, but what can I do? So my Scizor comes out. Oh, the weird glitch there. And Chonchien, I think that's Rochien. Yeah, that's Rochien. So what I can do now, I cannot do Terra Blast. I can do Feint because they have Protect. But I'm gonna do a Bullet Punch. I want to get rid of that Fluttermane. But Fluttermane is actually gonna do Protect, and that's actually kind of scary. And Bullet Punch won't connect now. And I'm gonna do a Raging Bull. I think that does a lot. Raging Bull, that does over half damage, so that's really good. And a Leech Seed, I have to look here, because Scizor avoided a Leech Seed and they have left over, so I see potential to win here if I get another Raging Bull. So it's not really that bad, but I'm risking another Bullet Punch. They can switch. But I don't make the read here. It's really hard to read. Yeah, the withdrew. That's obvious the logical play here. For Scarlet, that's Among Us. Yeah, that's Among Us. And they actually gonna terrestrialize here now. That's actually pretty smart. And it's into the poison type. So they could have also done that on Among Us, you know, but alright, a Bullet Punch will connect and it won't do any damage. But wow, the Among Us has an eject button. I have not seen that. I have not seen Among Us with that. We're getting, the higher you go, the rarer teams you get. But we're gonna actually do a Raging Bull and he actually survives that, and now he's gonna do a Leech Seed. I need that Fluttermane to be gone. That's priority here. Because the Fluttermane can't just knock out my Tauros. And I'm not gonna win against the Among Us with just Scizor. So this is a really, really scary play. They're actually gonna regain health from the Leech Seed. And I need to do that Bullet Punch. I have no other choice. Even if they switch out, I need to do that Bullet Punch and just do Raging Bulls. But big chance they're gonna protect here now. They're gonna actually protect the Fluttermane and they're gonna protect, I think, yeah, they're gonna double protect. And that sucks because they're starving. And that's fine for now. They will see later. But I need to get the Fluttermane gone. And Raging Bull of course won't connect. So if they wanna outplay me, then they can swap in Among Us again. And that is really a good option for them. But I'm not sure what they're gonna do. So I'm gonna go with another Bullet Punch and Raging Bull. I don't have any other choice. I can also go with a Feint and Raging Bull. So yeah, it's a bit scary. But I'm gonna actually go double into the Fluttermane. And to see if they swap out to the Among Us, then the Among Us is definitely gone. They can't do anything about it. And there goes my Bullet Punch, and he doesn't swap out, so that's actually they lived long enough with the Fluttermane, so that's actually a good call. Raging Bull will do a lot of damage, but Ruination, that almost knocks out my Tauros. And ladies and gentlemen, for the next play, you must watch the next play, because I was pretty proud of it, and it won me the game. They're gonna go with Among Us, and I'm gonna do a Feint here. They definitely gonna do a Protect, but with Feint, they're gonna break that Protect, and this is why I love Scizor. I fell in love with Scizor. They're gonna do double Protect, you know, like I care. Feint does the job, and it's now in Raging Bull range, and he fell for the Feint. And Raging Bull will knock them out. It's incredible. It's really incredible. If you understand how to play with Tauros, then literally you are unbeatable. And now we have Among Us against 2 Pokemon, and the lead sheet is gone. Which we can go with the Feint. I don't know why I do Bullet Punch. Because if they do a double protect, I can just Feint them. But Bullet Punch will do a decent chunk of damage, and then Raging Bull. Oh, what a good game. I love Tauros and Scizor. That recombination. Alright, we have our last battle, and it's Tatsugiri, Dondozo, and we have Dragonite and Iron Hands and Fritamane and Grimora. So, interesting lead, but I'm gonna go with Fritamane. Just I think a lot of Pokemon are weak to Fritamane, and Iron Bundle in the back, and just Tauros and Scizor. Then we have Iron Hands and a Japanese name. So we have Iron Hands and Dragonite, of course. And they can have Fake Out, but firstly, my first battle with Iron Bundle in a while. And we're gonna do the booster energy. We can actually go with Destiny Game. I'm just considering to do a terrestrialization, but it's probably not gonna knock them out because I don't know if they have Assault Vest and they have multi-skill probably. So the safest thing is just to do a normal Dazzling Gleam. And I think a Protect, because they can hit with Fake Out. That's pretty scary. I can also go with Ghost, but just to be sure, a Protect will do fine. So we're gonna do a Protect. And Extreme Speed. Extreme Speed into the Iron Bundle. Actually interesting. And we're gonna do the Dazzling Gleam. That does a lot of damage on both Pokemon. And he actually has Heavy Slam. I don't see that a lot of Iron Hands, but it's probably more popular right now because of the Fritamane. So we actually gonna swap in, because for the Intimidate Tauros, they probably had multi-skill, otherwise the Dragonite will be knocked out. And of course we're gonna do a Raging Bull. I can also go with Close Combat. That is an option. But I think Icy Wind plus Raging Bull will knock out the Iron Hands. So what we can do now is Icy Wind and Raging Bull. The Dragonite is knocked out. And with Raging Bull, they actually have 2 Pokemon left. Makes me wonder which Pokemon. I think the Tatsugiri and Dondozo. And they have Dondozo, yeah, Tatsugiri and Dondozo, definitely. So this is actually pretty good. Commander ability, go on. Yeah, it doesn't really matter because I have Freeze Dry. I can of course Terrestrialize, but I also have Will-O-Wisp, and it doesn't really matter if Tauros goes down because I always have that Iron Bundle. But with Will-O-Wisp, they cannot do really much damage, and even if I do Caress Terra type, they can do, you know, Wave Crash, but with that Will-O-Wisp and Grass Terra type, they won't do enough to knock out my Tauros. They won't do enough. So we're gonna do the Will-O-Wisp and the Terrestrialization, and we're gonna do a Freeze Dry. Just for some damage. For some super effective damage. And we're gonna see what they're gonna do. I'm gonna commit my Terra Grass into the Tauros. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Don't come at me. Is it Tauros? Tauros. I cannot speak his name normally. I'm so sorry. But we have Tauros and we have Protect, and that's actually fine. You know, Will-O-Wisp will go into that Protect, and that Freestyle will also go into that Protect. We're just gonna do the same, you know. We're just gonna do the same. I don't mind that they know, because they can't really swap out or anything. But the only thing they can do is right now, is what they're doing now, commit a Terra. And it is Terra Steel. So we saw Terra Steel, actually I saw a game, I don't know from who, for the Melmo Regionals. And he has Terra Steel Heavy Slammed on those. That was actually quite scary, no? And Freestyle won't do enough, it won't do anything, but Will-O-Wisp, of course. It will connect. And you can see they're probably gonna do an Earthquake now. Yes, Earthquake. Tatsugiri, of course, avoided the attack, but it won't do anything on both Pokemon. Iron Bundle was bulky in defense, and Also, I can just swap out now. What I can do, if they do an Earthquake over and over again, I can now swap out to Scizor and do an Intimidate again, so to get the attack even lower. And I can just protect, but I can also High Drop him. But I'm gonna do a protect, and the battle was cancelled, so GG, nice game. Alright, that was the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. I will do more battles. It was a really fun team I used. I used it for 4 games, and I won all 4 games. So thank you very much for sharing this, Iris, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.